It's
And it
strictly-
being 5 o'clock on March 16th, we'll call the
Very
March
fast.
16th meeting of the West Bridgewater Water Commission to order. Minutes were in front of you. Kerry made a couple of amendments. Can we get a motion to approve?
Motion made for the minutes of the March 2nd meeting. Oh, did I get my minutes back?
Approve?
So, did you have my other,
Oh, you wrote a copy?
missing on the page?
No, I tossed it.
Oh, is it all in one?
I just fixed him and I gave
This
him.
Yeah, she'll give you back.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Warrants, abatements, refunds have been signed. Update on projects, James Hoyt from Tata and Howard.
Oh, here we go.
No surprises or bad news on it.
Nope.
Okay, so starting with Manly, we continue to work through the startup. As you may have heard us talking at the top, it is scheduled for this week. Originally, we thought Adage was going to be on site today and doing the bulk of the work tomorrow. Sounds like that schedule's shifting about 24 hours, but it might have to ship into Thursday if they're not ready to go Wednesday morning. So, as I don't remember exactly what update we gave you last time, but long story short, we need to do additional backwashing because the differential pressure through the vessels is higher than what the specifications allow. It's strongly believed that the result is there are still fines in the material, so when the material shows up on site, it's part of the startup process to backwash it and flush the fines out. What that does is open up the available pore space so that there's less pressure to push the water through the media. We all, Adage included, anticipate that the cause of the head loss is that we didn't adequately flush the fines out. So the Adage is coming back to do it again this week. So following that, we'll check all the pressures and make sure that we're then within the spec. And if they are, what we'll do is the next step will be our performance testing, which means we're going to run flow forward through the PFAS and show that we're getting non-detect levels of PFAS in the effluent. We already know that our iron and manganese is well managed based on the upgrades. We've done several rounds of testing of the water coming off the new green sand plus media, and we're well within the specs for that and well within the MCL limits. So we're all feeling pretty good about that. The only thing I think left on the green sand is we're seeing this kind of conditioning phase, Hungerford and Terry mentioned, where Wayne is seeing a slight drop in chlorine residuals after backwash, and once the plant is up and running continuously, that media should condition and he should see less of that. And it's really just an operational headache, it's not a performance issue, but it's one that should improve with time. And then, we'll go through the same process with the PFAS until we're at an equally good spot with the performance of that. We do also have punch list items that BISCO is working through, and we have the SCADA piece that we need to work through, because that was done as a change order on this project. So going through this first page, there aren't a whole lot of updates. Obviously, we have another month of construction costs, engineering costs. We're still showing engineering being under budget. We're showing the project still being on budget, and then all of the change order work is being paid for under with the ARPA funds. However, there's still additional ARPA funds available after using them for the change order work. And just as a reminder, it's kind of the middle table. You'll see that the SRF loan amount was for just shy of $4 million, At this point, our principal is expected to just be the 3.4. So again, the project is coming in $542,000 under the original SRF loan. So that's principal that won't exist, which means it's a benefit to the ratepayers that debt service won't be in the books, so to speak. And one of the good news is, we've had some change orders to improve, I guess, the plant beyond what the original scope was. So not only, are we on budget or under budget, we also were able to add the bag filter to the process, which gives us some insurance, so to speak, to some extra protection of the PFAS media. And it's also allowing the skate upgrades to be done that will bring both the Manly plant and the office kind of up to 2026 standards. And it's a pretty good upgrade to the SCADA. It's not just the Windows 10 and 11 issue we previously talked about. It's adding additional functionality and cybersecurity protection. So it's a good project. And that's all being done with the projects still being under budget.
In our initial budget for
Yep.
construction with contingencies.
So any questions on Manly? Okay, well, I'm optimistic that when I come to your next board meeting, I guess which will be the first Monday of April, that we'll finally have some answers on the startup piece and truly be kind of in the home stretch at that point is what we're hoping for.
Yeah, keep me in the loop on when they're gonna be at Manly, when they
Okay.
actually are gonna show up.
Yeah,
I'll try to get by there again.
okay, perfect, will do. So the other project is Sear Norman. They've been working on forming and rebar for the foundation pour. We have a meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. where we'll get a full 3-week look ahead, but based on the progress we're observing, it looks like they'll be wrapping up the rebar this week and ready to pour either at the end of this week or early next week. I would say at this point they are behind where we thought they would be based on the initial schedules. They have also given us an updated project schedule which shows the completion date being after the original. At this point, we have not granted an extension. We just think there's not been enough progress made to warrant issuing a formal project extension at this time. And we want to see, kind of some of these long lead items get wrapped up. We want to see the concrete pours happen and start seeing steady progress.
How far behind do you think they are?
I would say probably 3 months.
3 months behind?
Yeah, from when they originally planned on having the concrete poured to when it's actually
Yeah.
happening. Some of it was the complications with the metal building. Some of it has been weather. But that's,
The metal building was their own.
You've only been here
Design
3.5 weeks, 3.5 months, right?
yeah, so they originally,
They had a very aggressive schedule.
yeah, I mean, we all thought their schedule was aggressive from the get-go. But
You want to finish, what, September or something?
originally, they thought they were gonna finish this upcoming October. Based on the fact that they're just doing the concrete pour now, we think that's probably incredibly optimistic. And I would go so far as to say unrealistic. So, well, we're just gonna kind of keep an eye on it, I think we've let them know that, it's our opinion that the delays.
But there's damages connected with delay of,
There could be, if you guys experience damages, if it, the way it works in Massachusetts, you can't be punitive and just charge them because they're late, but if you incur additional costs because of it, that's when liquidated damages come into play. You can be recouped for actual costs.
I think you should say something to them.
So, I mean, at this point, I think we have the meeting tomorrow, we'll go over the schedule. They have come out and said, we want an extension, we just haven't entertained it at this point because we think it's too early to grant them an extension.
But who grants the extension?
They have plenty of opportunity to move up there.
Well, right, they're,
Pieces here.
you know, we would like to see them make up the time they lost. as
But the board is
opposed to-
responsible for issuing the extension.
So this, yeah, we would, ultimately, it would be done through a change order.
Okay.
Yeah, we would change the contract dates.
Same way we just did the pipe
Yep.
last.
Yeah. And it's something that we do pretty often on projects, if we're being honest. It's pretty common to extend them. Again, as long as it's not causing harm to the water department, right? You know,
Or cost to the water department. You extend the extension, their bonds have to extend, and their insurances have to expend, and there's a cost to that. And if it's because they couldn't get concrete and rebar done because they changed the building, and they
Right.
weren't getting us the loads, et cetera, then we shouldn't be incurring additional costs.
right,
So if they get an extension, it's gotta be a no cost
right.
for that. And what do we have in the contract for liquidated damage? You know the number off the top of your head?
I think it's typically, we call it like.
$1,000 a day or something?
Yeah, 1,300 maybe.
1,300?
But again, you have to have receipts.
Yeah.
You have to have what?
Receipts. You can't just say you're 100 days late, so it's. you know,
But isn't that your
1,300,
job?
100.
No, it's our costs, you
Oh.
have to say.
Yeah, so you have to, if it costs you money, for example.
So if we're paying them for 30 days oversight that we weren't gonna be paying them for, that goes in towards, that's a cost to us. That we'd generate whatever that was and apply the damages. So if it's that, if it's loss of use, I think you can also claim.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
couple of
Right,
other
if
different
you're,
things.
you know, we're supposed
Over and above the $1,000 or 1,300?
No, to justify charging the liquidated damages. If there's no damage, you're not allowed to collect it under mass law. You can't just say the clock ticks at $1,300 a day
Right, exactly.
from the day that it ended. But
Right, so even if it was an extra 30 days of engineering, but we aren't over budget and we're not asking you for an amendment, you know, you wouldn't be able to then just charge the contractor because you didn't actually incur the costs, you know what I mean?
and that's general law.
But there's gotta be some degree to how far you can extend. I mean, if, say they just don't come back for 100 more days or 3 more months, I mean, that's,
Yeah, so in
I
that
mean, it doesn't
case,
incur us any additional expense, but then
well, there
again,
could be costs to Wayne for having the source down longer
Yeah,
than
there would be.
anticipated,
Okay.
right?
Alright.
It's not, you know,
I thought it was trying to get that thing up and running, and it's 30 days late. That isn't,
and then you're opening up
Damages?
in the colder months and
Well,
as opposed to.
there could be damage depending on what, you know, again, if we had an issue that we had to restrict water use, bandwidth was down or something, you know, something happened, you could justify numbers. It's just, you can't just charge the 1,300 a day.
yeah, you're not allowed to, you know, punish them. It has to be recouping damages, essentially. But again, it's something we've had to do. It's not particularly common, but if we have to go down that path, we have the experience to draw from to help you, you know, identify what costs you're.
Well, maybe we'll watch tonight's meeting and realize that the water commissioners have a concern over the 3-month delay.
it's a lot of makeup.
Well, that will be brought up tomorrow in the
At the job meeting?
job meeting,
Okay.
because that schedule's one of the things go through right in the beginning.
So budget-wise, there's not any real changes. You know, both the construction and the, you know, engineering, the costs have gone up by the amount that was charged last month, but neither is trending over budget. Just kind of looking at some of the, you know, potential costs out there. You know, if you look at the PCOs, we essentially rejected the first 3. Number 4 was the credit for the valves. Number 5 is the additional winch. We
yeah.
requested additional information on that one. The original price came in high, and so they're gonna get back to us with a reduced cost on that. They did just submit a couple other responses to RFIs that might lead to PCOs, but we haven't had a chance to review them and advise on them yet. It's something that we might be able to discuss with them tomorrow morning. Yeah, but for that one, I think the big thing is just getting, these concrete pours done and start seeing more consistent, week over week progress. And I think, we did just slam you with a bunch of RFIs and shops last week too. So that's the other thing is, they are still kind of pushing pressure on us
Yeah.
to get some of those turned around.
Yeah, but there's nothing in any of those that I saw that was gonna be holding them up as far, right now, as far as anything on that critical path that they had. These
Right.
are all, supposedly all the long lead term items are already taken care of, or at least they're gone through one.
Right.
What about the
One
building,
cycle.
when's that coming?
So, yeah, I don't know if we have a delivery date, we can find out tomorrow. But we were kind of going back and forth on that one. We just issued a work change directive, not last week, but the end of the week before that. And they essentially have to sign off on those modifications to allow the building, new column location. So, just as a summary,
You haven't done that yet?
done what?
I thought we were talking about those columns.
Yeah, so we had to
2 months
issue
ago.
a work change directive. So there were a lot of moving parts. We had the precast planks that are over the mezzanine. They are being supported differently because the CMU wall moved. We had the changes to the building where we eliminated a wall, moved another wall over. So that meant we were deleting unit heaters. We rearranged the mezzanine, so that impacted the HVAC. So, it took us some time to redo the structural drawings and then do all of those sketches. And then issue a work change directive about, like I said, 2 weeks ago. And so they are coordinating that with all of their vendors.
So James, do you have additional hours involved with the changing of the design of the building or the manufacture of the building?
Not that we're passing on to the water department.
All right.
And all of the costs of that for the contractor are also on them. That's a no cost.
Yeah.
That is no cost to us.
So we made that clear to them that there'll be, the work change directive has to be, net zero. Or we'll take a credit if the things we remove outweigh the things that we added.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's gonna be cost neutral. Otherwise, we reserve the right to make them go back and redesign the metal building. We just know that that would cause a massive delay,
Yeah.
and we don't, it would feel good, I guess, to stick it to them, but I don't
No.
think it's really in anybody's best
No,
interest. Right?
what will feel good is to get the project back on track and get this thing starting to
Which is
go up.
part of why we did some of that, design work in good faith to keep the project moving forward, without passing that cost on to the water department, so.
Jim, you mentioned the date of 3 months behind schedule. Do they feel it's 3 months behind schedule, or do they think it's?
Yes.
They do, okay,
Yeah.
so they agree.
Yeah, so they agree that they're 3 months behind
Okay.
schedule, and they want a contract extension. And we essentially said, we'll take it under advisement, but we think it's premature to extend it because we don't think the schedule's fixed. You haven't made enough progress, you haven't shown us how you're trying to make up the time. Right, it's like we still, now we finally have a bunch of steel in the ground, but as you know, it's been several months of not having a ton of work to show.
How long does it take to get the building?
So the building has been ordered and released. I don't know what the delivery date is.
So it's done.
I don't know the status of the manufacturing.
Can we get a date by the next meeting?
I mean, shouldn't
For
we?
the building?
Yeah.
I mean, if they,
It should be on
how
the
long
schedule.
they
to
got
get
for the
tomorrow.
foundation to be ready to take the building? Do they got a week? Do they got a month?
Oh, it's definitely more than a month.
Well, is the building gonna come when they're stripping the forms off the foundation?
I can tell you tomorrow when we get the updated project bid. But
Gonna write that down.
I mean,
Well,
it's already on the agenda.
that's when they give us the schedule,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, we need to know for our own knowledge anyway, right? You're not asking us questions that we don't already.
I'm just
Yeah,
nervous
the
about the
answers.
building, you know? I don't know.
I understand. Yeah, I think,
If the building's out 6 weeks and it takes a month or whatever. Long as they're moving, right?
It should be. Well, you said the building itself was released. It's only some interior,
right, which is
some
why
interior
we
portions.
were working so hard with them to not have to redesign the building.
They should put more efforts into the project instead of the billing cycle.
Say that again?
They should put more effort into getting the building ahead of schedule instead of the billing cycle, which they don't seem to be delayed on that.
You're not wrong.
We were a little late in the beginning and then,
I think, yeah, but I think we're caught up now, right?
course we are.
KF6 is the latest, I think.
That's the one that we had tonight. As far as I know, they haven't had to wait on payment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Jan's not shy about,
No, they were getting, I was getting emails and phone calls direct from them about when the checks weren't there. I mean, this one I could see them, the number 6, I could see them complaining. They got it to us, what, half an hour before the last
that's
meeting.
the problem, right? They missed
That's
the
a
first
problem. They missed it, so if they complain about that, that's on them.
Yeah.
You know, you can't give it to us a half an hour before the meeting and expect it to be on a warrant. But, you know, the first meeting we had it at, we processed it, so
Right.
they should probably get that check either end of this week or into next week.
And then I guess the one other housekeeping item I have is tomorrow, Victor will be coming to the meeting as well. I think as a few of you know, Katie, who is the project engineer, is out on maternity leave. So Victor, who has water treatment experience, he actually worked on the Manley plant before he went out on paternity leave. So he'll have a little bit of catching up to do in terms of this specific design. But, you know, he's coming on board too to help make sure, you know, we're keeping up with the process.
Yeah.
And make sure that, again, you have somebody who's keeping the shops and RFIs organized for you so you know where things stand.
Yeah, and it's been pretty seamless, it seems like, since
I agree.
I've been getting all the updates regularly for that. So yes, we'll have that with them tomorrow. Did we ever figure out what,
So, yeah.
February was the second.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So
All
what
right.
happened was everybody was out that week as it was school vacation week. So we bumped it forward a week last month and it threw
all
us
right.
all off. Yeah, so it is the third Tuesday.
So going forward, I should plan on the 3rd, not
Yeah.
the second, okay.
Because I was like, I'm almost positive, but it's always one of those things where I'm here Monday night and then I'm back first thing Tuesday morning. But I couldn't prove it to you on the phone that day. I couldn't put my finger on why that was true. But yeah, so it was because February was a weird week.
All right. And that won't even affect if our meeting moves from a holiday, it would still be, so the meeting moves
Yeah.
from Monday to Tuesday, that meeting's gonna stay Tuesday every
I'll
time.
just work from here that day.
I'll probably find something for you to do.
Yeah, maybe Wayne could use some help. Not that I would offer any. But speaking of which, there's nothing weird next month, right? So it'd be April 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have, or actually, is April vacation week?
Not till the week of the 20th.
3rd week. So that would be, if April we might end up having to change that
We'll
water
find out
line
tomorrow.
meeting
We'll-
again,
we'll
because
float it out there.
that's April vacation week.
I don't think it's a conflict for me. So I can
Well, we-
still attend, but I'm not.
Let's bring it up
We'll bring it up.
for that meeting. That way we'll know, you know, instead of getting surprised partway in.
why can't you work on the water? Because it's vacation week?
It just so happened that I think I was on vacation and then somebody from the contractor was also on vacation. So it wasn't just because it was a school vacation week, it's because, you know, a lot of us travel the weeks the kids can't be in school.
He's forgotten his kids graduated.
I'm old school.
You know, you work on all those holidays that we don't have meetings on too, I'm sure, right? Like the rest of us.
It's a holiday tomorrow.
That's a different kind of
That's a
holiday.
different one.
That's an unofficial holiday.
Couple pints.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put some green dye in the water.
Yeah.
over there.
That'll go
Plant.
well.
Really
God,
well,
don't-
yeah, for real.
Don't say that.
Yeah, dye the media green. That's all we need.
Alright, not my best idea.
Yeah, sometimes it would be a good joke, but
Not based on how things are
I
going.
got a good joke. I won't say it.
gotta say, remember you're on camera.
That's right.
There's a
That's
microphone right there.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else for us?
No.
Any questions for James?
He's like, no, I wanna get out of here.
I'll stay as long as you need me.
Stay for us.
I have nothing.
Wayne, anything we need?
No, from James, other than, I just thought, I have a capital budget meeting tomorrow
Okay.
at 2, so I wouldn't be available until
Oh.
like 2:45 or 3.
Okay.
Carrie, where you ripping off?
So I'm of the opinion they should let you do the backwash at your convenience tomorrow.
There's
so-
nothing in it, it has nothing to do with their process.
I
They
know.
could test for the contaminants before we put any water towards that plant. It's valved off, so nothing's going that way.
And we're talking about backwashing
Yeah, yeah.
The green
PFAS tanks,
sand.
not, or the
So,
green.
no,
They
they
want-
want, essentially they wanna make sure we're starting with a clean slate. So they want the bag filter cleaned out, they want the green sand filters backwashed to make sure we've got the best water quality possible. Again, I think because they're trying to cover their butts.
Okay, but if there's still fines in the PFAS vessels,
Yeah.
it's
nothing-
still, it's not
It's
that.
gonna be there no matter what we do.
You're gonna do that, and it's not
Right.
gonna change anything in their vessels, and then they just
Correct.
wanna start it running again after.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, if it was important for them to witness it, then they would have been there today.
It's all about.
But I also don't wanna make Wayne's life any more difficult, so.
You don't wanna do that, you don't wanna give them any excuse either, but like you
No,
said,
not good.
it's valved off. They
Right.
they can test the water first, and they'll see exactly
Right.
what's going in it.
That's all they need to do, is
Yeah.
just test the water.
Right, especially since we know that, you know, if the differential pressure through the green sand media is where it needs to be, and the
It
water
is.
quality coming off is where it needs to be, we know both of those are true, then it's really not their business whether we backwash or not. But,
Don't wanna give them any excuses.
No,
that's where, what it comes down to, is it's easier to do it, accommodate it, and eliminate any excuses than
Absolutely.
to- So,
how long does it take to run it through the backwash
It's
cycle?
about an hour and 30 to an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay. We'll see you in the morning,
okay, see you bright and early.
8 o'clock, right?
8, yeah. Right, are we in here today?
Yes,
Am I right?
yep, yeah, they're all done with class.
Perfect. All right, thanks. Have a good
Jim,
night.
bring coffees tomorrow. 6 of them.
You're coming too?
You can't,
You can't.
A, he works too
I
much,
should know.
and B, he can't, because
I
it'd
just
be an
gave you a
unofficial
coffee.
meeting.
Oh, we're going to a meeting, okay.
Yes, it become, everything with, there's 3 of us, so any 2 of us, it becomes a meeting.
I see, okay. Well, have a good night then.
You too, thank you.
You too.
Have anything else to bring up for new business?
No.
All right, old business.
I'm sure he loves coming to this place.
We're a good client. Superintendent's job description, I did not look at anything, I've had a kind of busy week, there's stuff going on.
So let's table it till next meeting then.
But I did actually, before the last meeting, I had looked and run through your stuff that you had put together before you went away. Things just got a little hectic. Lincoln Street project, do we, anything hear back from them?
There's gonna be a walkthrough in the first week of April, so, but I have not heard anything from them.
Walk through of the actual building or the whole
Project,
street
no, the
and everything?
project, the street part of
Okay.
it, so I'll be there, just in case somebody wants to say anything.
Does the superintendent know
Which superintendent?
in the highway? Or is it just water?
Oh, no, it's the town, so it's the superintendent of, it's the DPW, it's the David, it's everybody.
everybody, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited.
Well, we
Here's the
didn't
plumbing
put in any
inspector.
bathrooms.
You
Sign
can't
off on
have,
that.
you can't have bathrooms greater than 400 feet apart. And They've got general bathrooms in the beginning of the facility, but other than that, they don't need additional toilet rooms in there.
A little late.
Just, no, they won't get a CO for the occupants, that's all. Are there any prospective tenants moving in there? Do we know of anybody that,
No. All them warehouses are sitting empty.
I know.
And there's a lot of buildings like that doing the exact same thing.
Has
Place.
one.
Yeah, we've got 2 of them.
Inside.
Yep. Let's petition it off.
Yeah, that's right, the one on Manley Street hasn't
Yeah.
got anybody in it yet either, has it?
No.
But we're collecting our connection fees.
Yep.
All right.
Jerry, you have anything?
Well, we're moving on. Styles, which something did happen today, although they're not here tonight, so.
Yeah, that
the
had to do
water
more with
meters.
setting up the, downloading the meter data. But they did get some word back from Badger that yes, the things have failed. And that's all that they heard back.
But Badger admits there's something wrong with their,
Yeah, and that's
Not-
what, this box here is accumulating. I still have more. I test them before I put them in the box to make sure they are dead.
yeah. So they're gonna come back to us with something to,
They should be doing
Take
something
care
for
of it.
us, yes.
Well, they wanna sell us some new meters, I think it's pretty high on the list, I would hope.
well, once the company admitted it's, it's on them.
Yeah.
They should be able to come up with something. Because this is, how many more have went?
63 this month.
Wow.
It's gonna strain my budget if they keep dying at this rate.
Well, not if Badger does enough for us with.
Yeah, so far they haven't done
replacement.
anything,
That's,
so.
that's why they just keep giving those guys a push. They can be coming back down because of your downloading this stuff. They're gonna come down and get it up and running.
Well,
And
no,
then
that's for us
software.
if we do a leak detection, but because there's only 90 days worth of the data, we read like 15 days before we actually send out the bill, because it takes time to prepare the
Yeah.
bill. Then customers that want to complain usually wait till the end of the bill, so there's another 30. So now you're 45 days out of your 90 days. By the time we make an appointment, we're only looking at about 15 days worth of data. Whatever occurred in their bill is already gone and erased.
So they'd have to come, you'd
They-
have to be able to schedule it within like a week or so. To
Right.
be able to look at that.
They'd have to be on it right away for that to even work. So we're back to just basically looking to see the leak detector wheel, which is the little blue wheel, to see if it's spinning, and then, taking them around to see their toilets. I mean, there's only a few things in a house that can do it. And it's usually toilets, even though the people hate to hear that. But they're silent
Yep.
users, like they do it
Well,
silently.
I think you get used to the water filling up every couple of minutes, so you just.
Yeah, well, that, and it can, if the overflow is set wrong, it just,
Yeah.
it's pouring over the top all the
No,
time.
I had one big water bill one month. And
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Once, you couldn't hear it, you couldn't hear a thing.
Right,
I went and grabbed some food coloring and put it in the tank and, I got a leak.
yep.
I had one too, and the idiot tenant had
Is
it.
there a reason why do we have a problems with these styles?
Well, it's Badger, Styles is the
They're
representative.
the representative for Badger in this area.
Do we have problems with Badger?
Seem to be having a problem with these right now.
They're on the
Batteries are
short
dying.
end of their 15 to 20 year life.
Well, they're about 15 to 16.
Yeah.
Before we were getting like 20, 21 years, so it's like
Yeah.
Right.
5 or 6 year difference.
Is there a reason why we just stay with them?
You can draw up a contract and have the engineers draw up a contract, go out to bid for meters to come and solicit us. And then you can spend time going through all of their stuff.
Well, then what'll happen is that we'll come up with a proprietary spec, and we'll get all sorts of types of meters that'll be submitted, like the valves we had with.
Well, in general, Badger's usually a
Yeah,
good
they are.
company for the,
Right,
there's something
yeah.
going
They-
on with this right now. If
Right.
they can get that squared away and give, do
It's not the
something to
mechanical
make
part,
us whole.
it's the electronic part of the
Yeah,
valve, that's
right.
the problem, not the mechanical part.
And at least one of the other ones that's out there, they have a lot of problems with. Was it, you were talking about, I think, the ones that are,
Yeah, not
the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to
Never-
Blue,
the plastic ones.
But
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the plastic.
we'll see what they do. I mean, if they don't come up with something that, and it keeps costing us, you can always consider going out. Problem is, if you're doing that, you really wanna be changing everything out.
At the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't wanna be running it over, and that gets a lot more money than just replacing some.
Well, plus if you go different, it'll be two different
So,
programs.
yeah.
And that'll take long, I mean, whatever you do is fine, I'm just,
No, but it's a lot, it's, changing over is not just, you gotta really do it all at once, or you're causing other issues. But
You couldn't,
if they don't come up with something that's satisfactory, though, that's
That's the
always
option.
kind of an option we
Yeah.
have. In the meantime, we've gotta still be replacing the meters that are going down, and you can't just go to somebody else and replace a few meters at a time. So,
and it's not that the meters aren't working, because they are,
So-
they're just not getting the signal
Yeah.
when they drive by, so it looks like they have zero usage. So they are working, we're just not getting the signal.
no, they should be able to fix that. Make it last closer to the 20 years at least.
you still have to drive by, there's, well, like,
there are cellular,
you can't just have it on your computer.
you can, it's a $20,000 a year hit to the budget. There's a fee involved in that.
Well, you gotta look at your men,
I-
if your men's driving around,
It takes them probably about 6 hours to do the town in a day. I'm not gonna argue, I'm all for the cellular, cause,
6
It's-
hours in one day to read all the meters.
yes,
They don't have to stop and read, they just, it's the way it's supposed to work is they drive down the road and it picks them up.
right.
So, a little less than a day's worth of pay for one guy and
Right.
four times a year?
yeah.
4 times a year.
4 bills a year.
Well,
That's,
they go out twice a month,
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you-
do it twice a month just so we can catch anything that might be going wrong.
that's how I usually catch, that's what I've been doing to catch any meters that are,
okay,
that are dying out.
before they become a problem.
Exactly.
Anything else on the meters? Capital, capital projects?
They're gonna meet tomorrow and, I'll present it to the Selectmen and FinCom group.
Okay.
I don't foresee any issues, it's not, we're spending surplus of free cash, so.
All right.
Next meeting?
Next meeting, let's see, we already said, right, April
Monday, April
6th?
6th.
And any other things that may want to be brought up to discuss and not vote on? Nope. Mr. McLeod?
I have nothing.
Wayne?
No,
Terry?
Nope.
Then I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, 5:40.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye.